Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Friday the 13th. It is September in 2019. Kind of an overcast day today, as you can see. Very windy, a little chilly. I'm not gonna lie, a little chilly. I might actually have to do a brief fire in the house tonight just to kind of, the house is a little bit chilly, so I might have to do that just to take the chill off, and then I'll let it burn out, and that'll keep the house back to being comfortable. So here's this random plant that grew all on its own out here. Pretty funny. So anyway, wanted to talk solar today. We're going to talk solar, okay? So we're going to do kind of a couple different things. We're going to talk about breakdown of cost. We're going to talk about like yesterday was a rainy day, really rainy day yesterday. What kind of solar did we bring in? Was it enough and stuff like that? Okay, so yesterday we brought in 1.2 kilowatt hours for the whole day, which is nothing. You know, I've told you guys before, if I can pull in 3 kilowatt hours a day, I can run everything in my house all day and as late as I want with no issues at all. Okay, well, because of yesterday, with pulling in 1.2 kilowatt hours for the whole day because of the weather, I ended up having to run the generator for a while last night. So while I run the generator, it also charges the batteries. So that is a good thing, okay? And so that is one of the, you know, that's one of the things that you have to do. You know, obviously this year the focus was getting this new solar rack in. So the next step is going to obviously be needing to add more batteries to collect when the power is cranking and having enough of a battery backup. I do not have enough of a battery backup right now. That is the huge issue at the moment. But again, like I said, all those things take time, and you know, you can only do so much at a time. So breakdown of cost. Let's talk about cost of the solar system. Okay, so solar system, solar panels themselves, okay, we started out, when we first got going, I bought 3 250 watt solar panels. That's the first 3 you see here, okay. They cost me, with shipping, I'm trying to remember what the cost was. It was, God, it was over $1 a watt at that time when I bought those panels. So I probably paid, I think it was like $2.70 a panel, something in that range, and then there was the shipping, okay? So then the next year I bought the next 3 panels, okay? Now I got these panels, and I'm going to kick around the back side so you guys can see. These first panels that I bought were Renogy, R-E-N-O-G-Y, okay? That's where I bought those panels from. So the first 6 panels that I bought came from Renogy out of California, okay? Then the next 4 panels that I bought were also Renogy solar panels. These ones here were 255 watt solar panels, all right? They cost me, God, right around that same price, because by the time I bought the 255 watt panels, a couple of years had gone by and the prices had come down, okay? So then I like I said, that was these 4 right here. The last panels that I bought were these 5 panels. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 300 watt panels, okay? So we're going to kick back around under here, and I'm going to show you. And these panels are Q cells, okay, C-E-L-L-S, Q cells. I bought them offline. These ones I got a really good deal on. I paid about $230 per panel for those ones there. And so it definitely was much more cost effective with those panels, all right? So that was a breakdown on the cost of the solar panels themselves. So you're looking at, for these 3, you got to, no, puppies. No pups. Somebody's just going by in her tractor. I think I know who that is. So anyway, so the first 3 panels, and then like I said, with the shipping was not cheap. It probably, total cost for the first 3 with the shipping was probably almost $1,000. Same thing for the second 3, okay, with the shipping. And so you're looking at $2,000 right there for those 6 panels. The next, when I bought the 5, or was it, I'm trying to remember here, no, hold on, the 4 panels, when I bought the 4 panels, all right, that was probably another $1,200, $1,300 for those, okay. And then the last 5 panels, when I bought those, you know, those ones I got fairly cheap, and the shipping wasn't bad on those at all. So, you know, I paid $230 a piece for those, so it's about $1,500 for the last panels. Now the solar rack that we put in here, that we did ourselves, the cost of having the trenching dug, having the pipe, you know, the piping, the framing, everything, the screws, everything together, it was a little over $1,000 for all that. All right. Now the wiring itself, guys, God, the price on the wiring, I really can't even remember everything on the price with the wiring, but the wiring's not cheap. So the wiring comes in, ties everything together, goes in here, comes underneath, comes up here. Eventually, where you see this here will be the battery room, okay? So, you know, that's where that is. That's the, you know, again, this wiring, I'm trying to remember what it was per foot. But anyway, so this is all tied in for now, okay? It's going here, and it's going back to the building over here. So we're going to go over into here. So again, now I bought the PVC piping. It's all underground because I had it from over here, and now we've switched it over to where it's coming in this way. But everything is underground going that way. So I dug that up by hand. I buried the PVC pipe and ran the wires through that. But again, like I said, what we've done now is everything is underground here, and it is the better piping that's used for electrical stuff underground. So again, that costs money as well. And then, you know, then we had to have everything backfilled in. So, like I said, none of it was cheap. None of it was cheap. The bulldozer guy, I had to pay him to come in and dig up what he did, and then, you know, and that type of thing. So again, like I said, none of that was cheap at all. So anyway, so now we're going to go over into the battery room, and we're going to talk about some stuff in here, and just kind of gives you an idea cost-wise what you're looking at if you're looking to do solar. Again, now we have the backup generator here, and so that's tied in to inside here as well. And we're going to go over this really quickly in here, and then we'll see what we've pulled in so far today. All right. So right now, let me just look at the time so I can give you the accurate time. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So far today, we've already pulled in, we got 0.9 on this side, and we got 1.5. So we've already pulled in 2.4 kilowatt hours on the day so far. The batteries are in good shape, and everything is good as far as that goes. Okay, so charge controllers. Okay, so this box here has got everything that's tied in inside, and I'm not going to open that up, but there's a lot of different components. There's the Whiz Bang Junior that I bought. I think that was about 40 bucks. These here alone, guys, the thicker cables that ties in your positive and your negative, I think those were like 80 bucks a piece, to be honest with you. I mean, I know they were really expensive. I don't remember the exact cost of those, but they were not cheap, okay? The charge controllers themselves, you're looking, I think it's around $500, if I'm not mistaken, for the Midnight Classic, the 150 Midnight Classic. I believe it's right around there, something to that effect. I'd have to look at it. I don't know what they are right now. You know, well, actually, we'll do this real quick. Hold on, we'll take a look, and we'll see what the price of those are right now. I'm just looking here real quick, guys, for you. All right, let's see. Okay. The price right now is $709 for your Midnight Classic. So it's $700 now. So I think I paid when I bought these guys. I think it was around $5 or $5.50 then. So that's what we're looking at. So you're looking at $1,100 for the two charge controllers. Okay. The inverter itself, you're looking at I think it's about $1,000 for that alone. So again, nothing is cheap. Okay. The batteries themselves, when I bought these batteries, I paid $258 a piece for the batteries. So for 12 batteries, you're looking at about $3,000 just in batteries. Okay. The wiring for everything, the components, everything, you had to get the for the grounding. And actually, I'll show you this outside here real quick. Out here, you can see right there, okay, there is a rod that was, I think it was, I don't know, it was an 8-foot tall rod maybe, or 6-foot tall rod, and we pounded that into the ground, so that's the grounding. Everything is grounded to that, so if there's an, any kind of strike or anything like that, that's all tied in with that. So anyway, you're talking, like I said, just components. This is going to be over $1,000. I don't know. Actually, let me just. I'll do this again. Hold on 1 second. We'll look. So that right now the 150s are $700. Okay. So we're going to go with the Ames. Ames. 24 volt. Okay, so let's see. So yep, the one right here. This one is, you're looking at $950. So again, not cheap at all. So just for this component and these two here, you're looking at about $2,500 just for those alone. $3,000 in batteries. Now you're up to $5,500. All the wiring to tie everything together, that all adds up. This box here that we got and everything inside there that's all tied up together, you're talking breakers on this side. You got to go out and buy the breakers. Again, those are not cheap again. So it really, really adds up for really fast, to be honest with you. But the way I look at it, as far as the batteries you're looking at about a 10-year shelf life, maybe longer, depending how well I baby my batteries. I'm not going to lie, because of the cost of them. They're not cheap, so I baby my batteries. So that's kind of the breakdown of the cost. Again, wiring. God, I probably got at least $300, maybe $400 in wiring alone for everything. At least that, and then the piping and everything else. It'll nickel and dime you to death. When we put in the solar rack, I'm trying to remember exactly what the cost was, because we ended up having to get more things. We had to buy more, and I'm going to go back here and I'm going to show you. So obviously today's a really windy day, but so we had to go back. We bought more of these, had to get the components there to tie everything, buy these so that we could lock everything in place so it's more secure. Okay, again, those were not cheap. Having these made, these were custom made so that they could swivel like that. Brian had a buddy of his make them. Okay, again, each one of those components was, they're expensive. Everything is expensive. So probably I said like 1,000. I think I had kind of like hoped it would be 1,000, and it ended up being, God, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. After all the extra stuff, it was between $1,400 to put this solar rack in. Now I should still probably put some tie straps back here and tie these down better. But what we're actually going to end up doing is back here, we're going to be putting another building in back here for my sister Margie. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, that's what it was for the cost of this so far. So altogether, God, you know, I'm trying to think here. Let's see, 2034. You're probably looking, a rough estimate, probably about $15,000 into the solar compartment altogether with everything. Probably about 15,000. So is it worth it? Is it worth it? The cost of solar, and is it worth it? To me, I say yes for a couple of reasons. It's worth it, and granted, you got to remember too, guys, I live in New York, so I'm not like in Tennessee or North Carolina or South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Arizona, like I said, where you're getting a lot of sunshine, California, where you're getting a lot of sunshine, like in Nevada, those type of places. They get a ton of sunshine. So it's definitely much more cost effective there to do solar. Okay, but the way I look at it a couple ways. All right, number one, the system pays for itself because I don't get a gas and electric bill every month. So that is really, really nice. I like that aspect of that, okay? And if you base it out over time, what would it cost you per year for your gas and electric bill and those type of things? And like I said, and plus I burn with wood, so that's how I heat my home. So what would the cost be? You know what I mean? So you have to break that down. Now, granted, we're limited here. You know, with the bigger system, it definitely is going to help in the long term for the way you know, taking us further into the fall before having to really use solar or use a generator and stuff like that, and into winter. I'm curious to see how it's going to do this winter. So this winter's going to be a test. We're going to really get an idea. I have 4,020 watts into my system. Okay, so that's what I have for my system. But again, to me, it is absolutely worth it because they do not own me. They do not control me. They do not call my house and say, if you don't pay your bill, we're shutting you off, okay? That never happens because I'm my own power company, okay? So it is an investment. It does cost money. It is not cheap. So I'm not going to BS anybody and say, you know, it's cheap and blah, blah, blah. You know, my suggestion would be for anybody, if you're going to do this, okay, go ahead and spend the money and buy quality equipment first, because what ends up happening if you don't, here, I got a stain on there, hold on. Somebody's going to complain about that if I don't take that off of there. So, but anyway, if you don't spend the money on proper equipment in the first place, you end up buying it later and you just threw that other money away. So it's better to go ahead, buy the quality equipment. I really like, now I have no affiliation with Ames, I have no affiliation with the Midnight Classic, but I really like both of the components. They've worked great for us here, and I've had zero issues with either one of them. So, is it worth the money? Absolutely, it's worth the money. Like I said, it's freedom. When there's power outages around the country, which happen all the time, we don't have that affect us here, okay? So that really is an awesome, awesome thing, awesome part of that. So I've been rambling on here, so I am going to jump off here. Please join me tonight. I have my live stream tonight at 8 o'clock. That is, I do it every Friday at 8 o'clock. I do Fridays, Sundays, and Wednesdays every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join me for that. Not sure what the topic is going to be yet, okay? Also, right now on the website, we are doing a sale. 25% off all the bucket meals. So any bucket meal that you want to purchase, you get 25% off. If you spend more than $500 after your discount, you get a free t-shirt or a free coffee mug. That's kind of an incentive we're doing this time. We had screwed up on our last sale, and that's why we're doing the bucket sale now. So that's what's going on here, guys. Please join me tonight. If you have any other questions about the solar system, please ask. You know, today we're where we're at right now, and by the time we get to the end of the day, we'll have definitely enough power today that I won't have to use the generator. So like I said, if I get 3 kilowatt hours in a day, which is not a lot, okay? It's not a lot. But it is, if I get at least 3 kilowatt hours, I got more than enough power to run everything I want to run. And I can let you guys know tonight in the chat where I ended up at today. But anyway, so I'll see you tonight. Remember, guys, we're all in this together. That's important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from getting there is you, okay? So I'm just watching the dogs. So anyway, guys, I will talk to you all later. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll see you tonight in the live stream tonight at 8 o'clock. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.